For that, follow your chalk. So I'm done with the cutting. You see how perfect it comes out. So this is how to cut perfect sleeve. So I'm going to use it for this my wonderful style here. This wonderful style, that is the sleeve I'm cutting. Remember, the particular sleeve is long sleeve, is up to this side. Why mine is somewhere here, all right? So I'm not taking it up to this long. So this is what I'll be using my sleeve for. This particular sleeve here, that is what I'll be using it for. All right. So just give it a try. You see how easy it comes out. This is how to cut perfect sleeve. Very easy to cut. Give it a try. Thank you very much for taking your time to watch my video. If you have not subscribed before watching my video, do me well to subscribe on this channel, like my video and share my video. God bless you as you do so. I love you. Bye bye. Did I got this 8 inches? Now my shoulder is 16 inches. If your shoulder is 16 inches, you divide your shoulder into two. For your shoulder is 8 inches. I hope you got it. I divide my shoulder into two. My shoulder is 16 inches. I divide into two. What I got was 8 inches. That is the reason. That is where I got this 8 inches. So my shoulder, my armhole is 8 inches. Please don't be confused. My shoulder, whatever you got for your shoulder, that is what you use. Divide your shoulder into two. Whatever you got for your shoulder, that is what you use for your armhole. Alright? If your shoulder is 8 inches, use that same 8 inches for your armhole. So the same that 8 inches is what I use for my sleeve armhole. So I'm placing down my 8 inches at the top of this my cap sleeve. I hope you understand it. It's 8 inches. I add 2 inches for the sewing allowance. I like adding enough allowance. After sewing my dress, I trim off the excess. Alright. Now after that I come to my elbow side here, like what I said earlier. To measure it, to take the round measurement of it, place your tape like this. When you're taking for somebody or you're taking for yourself, make sure you place your tape on top the elbow like this and fold your hand. Fold it so that you can be able to raise it up. When you're making 3/4 sleeve, you fold your hand like this. Mine is 13 inches. Don't just take it like this and leave it. If you take it like this without making folding your hand like that, after making your sleeve, you won't be able to raise up your hand very well. So always fold your hand. Even you're making for anybody, tell the person to fold her hand very well. So mine is 13 inches. So I come here and measure the full length of my sleeve. The round of my sleeve is 10 inches. Mine is 10 inches. 10 inches. Now I'll be placing my measurement now. The elbow here is 6.5. That is 13 inches divided by 2 is this 6.5. I add 2 inches. I add 2 inches for my sewing allowance. I come down to my full length here. My round sleeve full length, like I said, is 10 inches. 10 inches. I divide it into 2. I add my sewing allowance. So I will be connecting all this my sewing now together. So I use my ruler to connect everything together. I connect it. Connect this side. Alright. Please, my fabric, I fold it into two. I'm cutting the two sleeve side. I fold it. I'm cutting it both with the fabric and the lining all together. You can, but if you know you can't do it like that, you can cut it one and use it to cut the rest of the sleeve. All right. I folded it into two. Now I come up to this side here. This my armhole I talk about 8 inches. I take my, look at what I'm doing here. I place this my tape at this line here to this point. This is what I did now. From this line, I place it straight down, or you can use your ruler to make straight line. Let me place this way for you to see. Now I place my ruler from this line here. This state at 8 ended, not from this line, from this side. I place my ruler there. I'm going to take straight line up to this side. This tip mat here. See what I'm doing now? I take straight line. I'm going to make this chalk bold so that you can see what I'm doing. You see the straight line that I took straight line from here. So I'm going to measure this straight line. Whatever I got there, I will divide it into two. Now I measure it with my tape like this. What I got was 9 inches. I'm going to divide my 9 inches into two. So I divide my 9 inches into two. What I got there was 4.5. So I place now to measure my 4.5. See what I place? I can measure from this side. I can measure it from this side, whichever way you want. Just divide it into two. So 4.5. See my 4.5 here. So I'm making my chalk thick so that you can see it very well. This is my 4.5. From here to here, 4.5. From this 4.5, I will go up by ½ inches. That is how to cut perfect sleeve. If you follow this method to cut your sleeve, it won't tight you. It will give free movement on your armhole side. Alright? So after that, I go up by ½ inches. After that, I take my French curve. Please try get French curve for your work and place it like this and curve it. I follow the ½ inches that I go up with to make this curve. Alright? If you know you can use your hand to curve it, fine. But if you know you cannot use your hand, try look for French curve. Thank you. Now I take my French curve again. I place it on top that same ½ inches and on top this 8 inches here to make another curve. So this is how to cut perfect sleeve. Very, very easy. So I've gotten what I want. So this is it. So I'm going to be cutting it now. So after taking this measurement, go through it again like 2 times. Don't just take measurements and cut it immediately. After taking it first and go through it again so that you can be able to know that what you are doing is right before you can now cut your work. So I'll be cutting it now. Like you can see, the way I'm cutting my sleeve. I'm cutting both the two sleeve together. All right. You can pass anywhere to cut it. Make sleeve. I'll be cutting 3/4 sleeve today. The 3/4 sleeve I'll be cutting is 16 inches. Plus my sewing allowance 1 inches. That makes it 17 inches. Because it's 3/4, I need my able length. My able, that is here. You need it. I need the length. The length of mine is 12 inches. Now this line up here is what they call cap sleeve. Before making any sleeve, like I said earlier, you need cap sleeve. Without cap sleeve, after making your sleeve, you won't be able to raise up your hand. It will tight you on your armhole. So that is why you need your cap sleeve. So in this video today, I'll be teaching you how to calculate your cap sleeve. Very easy to calculate. Now I'll be using my bust for that. If you want to calculate your cap sleeve, you use your bust. My round bust is 42. 42, I divide it into 12. 42 divided by 12. What I got here is 3.5. So 3.5 is my cap sleeve. I'm going to be adding half inches for the sewing allowance. That makes it 4 inches. So my cap sleeve now is 4 inches. So when you're making any sleeve at all, whether long or short, you need cap sleeve. Some people used to make draw like this, as in take draw curve like this for their sleeve. When you take curve like this for your sleeve, when you curve your sleeve like this, just curve it like this without taking this proper measurement. After making your dress, the armhole of your sleeve will be tight. So that is why you need to calculate it. So calculate your round bust to get your cap sleeve. Very easy to do that. So like I said, my cap sleeve is 4 inches. Now I start placing my measurements. Now this is my cap sleeve to get my armhole. If you have been following my teaching, I said whatever you get for your shoulder, that is what you use for your armhole. So my armhole is 8 inches.